Bunks, you played 90 minutes against Brighton under 21s on Tuesday night. How did you find it?
Yeah, it was a tough team obviously to play against. They like to have a lot of the ball, but as a team performance, I think we give a good account of ourselves, and yeah, overall it was quite a solid performance.
And good to progress in the competition, obviously as group winners, and I suppose how much does that help morale and confidence in the group?
Yeah, definitely. Them games are good to sort of get a bit of a run going, build on maybe a performance at the weekend. So yeah, it gives you a lot of confidence going into Saturday. Is
there a little bit more of a feeling that there's a little run coming together now? Because if you look at it over the last probably 5 or 6 games, there's probably only one single defeat in there to Barrow in terms of 90-minute performances.
Yeah, I think there definitely is, but obviously you don't want to then lose a game and look at it as like it's the worst thing that's ever happened. So I think there's definitely a feeling that we're starting to come good. It's just trying to keep that up, if I'm honest.
It's a tough time at the minute. We spoke to the gaffer earlier and we've got 11, 12 first team injuries. What do you, as a squad, the players that are out there have to do at the moment?
I think obviously just everyone's got to try fill in and work 10 times harder to try and help everyone out, because people are playing out of position, myself included. So we're just trying to all sort of fill in, give everything we can until some of the lads come back to help us out.
How are you finding that? You played centre half Saturday, a little bit last night as well, and I think the last time you did that was probably over a year ago at Fleetwood. So how have you found it?
Yeah, it's a challenge playing on the left side, but it's like you say, it's a role that I'm fairly familiar with. So yeah, it's not too bad, and obviously to give Geordie a bit of a rest and things like that, I'm happy to sort of fill in there and play there, yeah.
Have you got to keep everyone's spirits up? Because I suppose, I said this to the gaffer earlier, in any workplace, if you see your sort of colleagues around you dropping down like lads are with injuries at the minute, that can sort of damage morale. So do you have to keep everyone's spirits up?
Yeah, I think as well it's maybe easy to fall into sort of, you've got a little niggle and you sort of fall into that sort of group. So yeah, I think it's just trying to keep everyone's sort of morale high and trying to get round everyone and get a good bunch of 11 fit for Saturday to give us every chance of getting 3 points.
How do you view this Saturday's game? People will look at the league table and look at it as a big game, but how do you approach it as a squad?
Yeah, it's every game at the moment, I think, with the position that we're in, is a big game. So it's sort of just our mindset that we've gone into every game trying to get 3 points, and if we can, it sort of helps us move away a bit from the bottom, and then if not, just trying to put in a good team performance to sort of keep the spirits high, keep everyone pushing in the right direction.
How do you deal with the challenge of going away from home? It's one of the biggest stadiums in the league, to what has been in the past as well a hostile environment. You will have been there before with Forest Green, so how do we deal with that part of it?
Yeah, I think they've obviously got great support, so I think sometimes that can help us because it sort of makes everyone feel the surroundings a lot more and make it feel like a bigger game. So sometimes for us that can maybe just push us on a bit more. And then especially when you silence a crowd like that, you sort of can really feel the momentum change, and then you feel like the home team.
Is it a big sort of section coming up? Because obviously through to the next round of the EFL Trophy, which is great. If we can get through to the next round of the Cup and also get, you know, a couple of league wins under the belt this month, then things look a lot different, don't they? Yeah,
definitely. I think this month's turned out to be quite a busy month in terms of games, and going into Christmas, it's obviously a busy period. So if we can try and pick up some league points and then go into Christmas and pick up as many as we can with progressing in some of the cup games, it's yeah, it can turn into a good period.
And where do you feel like you're at the minute? I think you've still featured in every game, haven't you, other than the one that you were unavailable for. So where do you feel like you're at?
Yeah, just still trying to do that as much as possible. Me and Ty were talking yesterday, and I think we've both played quite a large amount of the games, and we were both just saying trying to play as much as we can till sort of January, where then you look at the second half of the season. So yeah, it's definitely, we're both trying to just play as much as possible and try and help the team where we can.
Does the run you had towards the end of last season, in terms of games where you basically started every single one, does that sort of helped momentum almost?
Yeah, personally I think playing week in, week out, you're only going to improve and your fitness and everything just sort of goes up an extra level. So for me, playing 1 or 2 games and then not for a couple, I find to keep my fitness up is tough, whereas once you get a run of games, your fitness is there and then it's just down to how you play. So yeah, I think that definitely helps.
Bunks, obviously you came through the academy system, and Ollie scored his first professional goal in the FA Cup on Saturday at Scarborough. How delighted were you to see him do that?
Yeah, it's obviously a nice sort of sight to see. I spoke to him, I think he said he scored a hat-trick in the week, so to then come on and help us, which was a tough game on Saturday, it was a brilliant moment for him, and I think he said his family were there, which is nice. So yeah, it's nice to see other young lads coming through the academy and helping the first team out.
And you can help these lads as well, can't you, from doing that sort of journey yourself? And I suppose people like Hannah in the academy would want you to, you know, sort of be that role model towards them.
Yeah, definitely. I like to. I don't like to sort of tell them what to do as such, because I'm not experienced myself to do that. Do you know what I mean? I haven't played enough games to be sort of maybe doing that right now. But yeah, I like to just sort of make sure they're all right and speak to them off the pitch, and then when they come on and do that on the pitch, then you can't ask for much more really.